during the break, we grabbed a snack and a couple. What kind of apples were those, by the way? They were actually the Macintosh, or
No, they were
they weren't Galas. They were way too firm for that.
Golden Delicious.
Okay, whatever.
I think.
This particular batch was sweet, and I happen to love apples. And this one dropped a bit of trivia in my lap that,
As I am wont to do.
that honestly, it's like, where has this been for the last most of my life? So, please.
So, like I started with you, in linguistics, the most common form of semantic shift, meaning the adopting of words or changing of language throughout time or through boundaries, occurs when a dominant culture or a more powerful culture moves in and forces the minority culture to assimilate, for lack of a better word. This usually is dress, behavior, language, etc. It is exceedingly rare to see a dominant culture adopt and keep a word from a minority culture, especially in the case of Romani, when the language is not written down. A little bit of theatrical story here. The Romani have exceedingly strict taboos about cleanliness. This pervasive idea that the Romani are a dirty people is inherently not true. They have very, very strict cultural rules about cleanliness. However, when you are constantly moving, when you are on the road, it is dusty, you don't have access to fresh water, there is no way that you cannot get dirty. It's going to happen. And who wants to touch food with dirty hands? So, simple solution, we put food on sticks. That way we can hold it with our dirty hand, but not contaminate our food.
Any 8-year-old who's ever been to Coney Island can appreciate
yeah.
that approach.
Kebabs, corn dog.
Yep.
We have tons of different foods on stick. And again, I tend to say everything with a Spanish accent because that is the second language that I'm familiar with. I do not know if I'm saying these words entirely accurately.
Okay.
But the Romani word for apple is papa, either beginning with a B or a P.
Okay.
The word for red is loli, or lola, depending on what you're describing. So a red apple is a lollipapa. It is a red apple on a stick. Lollipapa. Lollipop.
And this is where we get the word lollipop
This is where
from.
we get the word lollipop from.
Next time you grab a Tootsie Roll Pop, you have it from our resident expert.
So because I am a nerd, a history nerd and a linguistic nerd, I like to bring small red apples to events and put them on sticks. And people will walk by and say, are these for anyone? Can we? And I was like, you may have one, providing you let me tell the story. That is the rule. You may have an apple, but you have to listen to this.
The fastest way to someone's heart is their stomach.
And it's a great educational tool.
It is. It is.
I'm like, by all means, you may take an apple. But first.
I've known Castiana for 2 decades plus, and I had never heard that story before. So.